Hello and welcome. As a QHHT practitioner, following the work of Dolores Cannon, which is past life regression and deep healing. Also as a regressionist, not using the same techniques, but still taking my clients back into past lives. And actually, you can do that for groups as well. On my last week of my psychic circle where I teach all things mystic, we do a group regression and I take the whole group back into past lives for information that they need to understand. And I'd like to share with you why past lives are so very important to understand in this lifetime. So first of all, just to explain that past lives, we have had many thousands. Remember, we don't sit within a time matrix. We only do so when we're within the earth plane and when we're in this holographic body. So we have, since Source, the creator of all, separated, we have split ourselves off and we have tried to understand what I call the duality of life. And in order to do that, we will incarnate on planet and off planet as well. And many people look at me as much to say, I don't get that, I don't believe it. And the point that I always go back to, the single point of reference, is if I can take someone who's concept of past life, no concept of the awakening process, and if I can take them back through deep hypnosis, which is very simple once you're trained, and they can connect to a lifetime or many lifetimes simply by dropping into the right brain, there has to be something in this. It's not that we make it up, because we see that past life in so much detail. We are able to see numbers on doors. We are able to see street names. We are able to look at maybe jewellery which we are wearing, and we can go back into the memory of who bought us that piece of jewellery and what the significance is. So those of you who perhaps haven't explored past lives, it's such an absolutely fascinating area to discover who you are. Because out of the thousands of past lifetimes, and remember I say thousands just because I'm trying to quantify something that we can't qualify when we're in this human experience. And because we are all energy, it makes complete sense that as we experience life in whatever form it is and whatever format we decide to come down and experience that, it will hold an energetic resonance within our holographic blueprint. So if we think about, say we wanted to experience disempowerment, because as light sovereign beings connected to Source, because we are all Source, every one of us comes from Source and holds Source spark, the only way that we could really understand ourselves is to experience that which is the direct opposite. So we will create many lifetimes where we experience that we want to understand, know and feel. And we experience it in so much pain, and sometimes we experience it just a small flavour of that disempowerment. And we continue to experience it until we get it, until we understand it. And when we understand it, then we are able to move through our timeline, learn that lesson, but also the duality is that we still hold the resonance of, for instance, that disempowerment. Because disempowerment can come to us in many forms, and we will have had lifetimes of being a male, lifetimes of being female. We also have lifetimes of being animals and also things like water. Because remember, we are trying to understand the breadth of living. And therefore, in order to do that, we have to experience everything. So imagine once again, if you're experiencing disempowerment and you chose to be either a slave, or you chose to be in service, or you chose to have a religious lifetime which kept you very indoctrinated into a specific belief system. You would then also have those experiences within the opposite. You would have those experiences of you being the person who disempowers others, because you have to understand all of the flavours and colours of disempowerment. But as we experience that, we hold on to that energy resonance within us. That's when past life regression becomes absolutely fascinating, because we're able to drop down into that lifetime. We are able to see it in absolute detail. We are able to understand the things which have happened to us in that lifetime, that others have agreed and contracted in to help us experience that. And then we are able to go in and heal. And that sometimes is the missing part of understanding who we are, because we are carrying so many echoes of so many lifetimes that are needing to, in their own timelines, be viewed and released. And when we do that, it can be profound and it can be absolutely life-changing. Imagine if you hold on to a belief system or an experience where you are always downtrodden, you can't find your voice. Or you're holding on to experiences where you've come into previous lifetimes, because remember, there is no past, present and future, because everything runs concurrently. If you've come into a lifetime where you've not been able to speak your truth, you will hold that resonance and it will form a pattern in this lifetime until you're able to understand and recognise it. And then all we simply do, with the way that I've been taught through my guides, through my team, my galactic team, and through my higher self, is that I will assist you in removing all of those blockages and understanding the soul's blueprint. So going back to the beginning of the recording, why are past lives so important? Well, it's the past lives that we are shedding, we are understanding and experiencing. And it's those experiences that we're having to release from the energetic field. And they will play out in this lifetime in many, many different ways. They form who we are, they form our spirit, and they form the lesson of duality that we have come to understand and learn. And also when my clients go off planet, that's absolutely fascinating too, because we go to other planets where the same things are playing out, where there are planetary wars, where there are people being taken and enslaved, where there are struggles within that particular planet around the energy system, but also around awakening all of your gifts as being a multidimensional person or soul, all of your gifts that we have learned and we choose to forget when we drop into 3D living. That's where our light language comes from. It comes from our galactic past. It comes from all of those lifetimes where we understand energy, we understand frequency, we understand dimensional time and space, and we communicate telepathically, and we have our light language. So we can connect into all of those past lives as well. But until we understand all of the energies that we're bringing to us, it's very difficult for us to peel those layers of the onion back. It's very difficult because we don't know what we don't know. And I am so blessed. I am so blessed that I am able to not only facilitate past life regression, but I am also able to facilitate the most powerful healing that goes alongside it, so that those memories can be released and my client can move forward into the next stage of their learning. And also when I work with my quantum light language healing, because I have direct access into what you would call your Akashic records, I am also able to show you, when we're doing the light language healing, the lifetimes that we are releasing and letting go, the traumas, and I can give you the actual life experience so that you can share it and feel it as we release. So within our energetic field, we are simply coded from our life's experience. It forms who we are. It forms our perception of events that happen to us. And it forms our belief system in accordance with what you have chosen to learn or release in this lifetime. And sometimes people are not or have not chosen to become awakened, to do that piece of work. And that's absolutely fine. But when we are chosen, when we are in a timeline of awakening, this is what assists us in reaching higher dimensions and allowing us to shed the shadow side of us, which is our duality, which we have to have because we always have heads and tails, and it allows us to let more light in. And it allows us to integrate what I call our multidimensional self, and that is aspects of ourselves from different planets, from different solar systems, from way beyond that which we can comprehend in this lifetime. And it's absolutely fascinating. It's beyond fascinating. And for me to have awakened my blueprint to assist others is truly humbling. But when I'm able to share this information with you, it will make sense of all of those patterns that you have repeated in your lifetime. Because I too have repeated those, but I've just been able to have a more of an accelerated understanding of how to clear them because of all the aspects of myself that I have integrated and understanding my starseed lineage. So I really hope that that's given you just a flavour of past lives. If you would like to know more, please contact me. Go through my website, tinaslade.org. I have a download and information on QHHT. I also have information on how I offer past life regression. If I can help you and facilitate you, even if it's just a little itch that you want to scratch, then get in touch with me. And I really hope that that's just opened up something, an awareness in you of how extremely complex we are, but how easy it is to remove those energetic templates and to release and to continue our journey in awakening. So with much love, always with much love and honour as I share my knowledge with you. Please feel free to follow me on my Facebook page, which is Light Soul Spirit, because as we shift and change, it's our spirit that we release, and it is simply held and encased within our soul. And we are all light. We are all sparks of light from direct source. And also, I've just opened up my Instagram page, which is Tina Slade, Light Soul Spirit. I'm still working out how to use it because I'm going to be offering lots of impromptu upgrades and light language coding. And if I am working with portals, I will come on quickly to explain what's happening with the earth energies. But I am still navigating my way through that. So I will be doing that in more depth. So thank you so much for tuning in. If there is anything that you would like me to explain from my perspective, from the channeled information I have, please drop me a comment on my Facebook page or either on YouTube, and I will try to explain to you what the answers are to the awakening process, because that is the blueprint that I hold. So kia sono koisha manosko ye darsa taisha nikite kitora sono koya ikitar sono koisha manokosko ye para iktar sono koya ma oso shana kaye tiskror oktoya maniskada shakatine kitar sotoshe sortosh irktorso. Have the most amazing day with all my love. Bye bye.